Okay folks, this will be an interesting one. Let's see if we can make this one turn up a treat. The nerds will inherit the copier world. Well, yes, they will, folks. They will. One day I'll redesign the photocopier from scratch. There won't be anything like this shit. We've got to make something big and a lot faster and a lot more environmentally friendly, user-friendly. Make sure the staff in the workshop and the factory gets paid a really rocking wage instead of being treated like slaves, like in typical Chinese factories. So the Chinese that come to work in Australia are going to really have a pleasant surprise. They're not going to be treated like slaves. They're going to be treated with respect, and of course they're going to have to be they've got to become Australian citizens, but from any place, not just China. And this is what we're photocopying, a Snooty magazine. But they got to be naturalised, or should I say, I don't know what the difference between naturalising and becoming a citizen. I don't know if it's the same thing, folks, to be honest, but it means, yeah. But basically, yeah, it's going to be a great place to work, and we're going to make the product that's really good. It's going to be safe, it's going to be clean, and the environment is going to be on the most important. The environment and the human race are going to take precedent before profit. They're going to be more important than profit, but we will get there and make a really good product, and it's going to be a really user experience that would be positive instead of the typical negative experience associated with using photocopiers. So, we've got to fucking make something different to what we've been so used to building. And everything's about money these days. Most of the money that I earn as a CEO will go towards science and humanities. Very important causes to me to make something out of this world, to make something good, to be a good steward of the planet, instead of being a fucking waste person, a waster. We're going to make most of our equipment's going to be most of the equipment will be created. We're using renewable energy, yes, but I was thinking recycled materials. So our materials will be mostly recycled in our products, and it's going to mean that we can clean up the rubbish tips of the world, including China and India, where a lot of the Western countries dump their waste, their e-waste and other shit. So we're going to make it really good for the planet, and that hopefully the waterways will become clean, and it would be nice if the water could become drinkable or at least swimmable, and make it really nice and lush and green and fresh, and like nothing had been there, like there'd been no waste at all, that it was always natural, nice and clean and fresh and green. How nice to think these things, folks. To think that the future can be good, that if we could just put our heads together and do the right thing and use our wealth and power for the good of mankind and the good of nature. Really it's important. We need nature, otherwise we cannot sustain human life. You got to think that way, folks. Before you start destroying the planet, think about whether you're going to live, and what about your children and your grandchildren? Think of them, folks. I've got a nephew that's going to have to pay the price for much of this shit that we've created because of what has happened so far with the world. And yeah, my dad's grandson, yeah, but my nephew, yeah, he's going to have to inherit hopefully a better world after I've been on this planet. Anyway, this has come up looking quite interesting. I think we can now call it quits.